I got three Peter and Lindas again, so that always makes me feel, that always makes me feel awesome.
Arthur looks interesting. He looks like he's phasing in and out there. Okay, there you go,
There
Arthur. I
you
was
go.
wondering what was happening with you there. It's like, okay, Arthur is going through what is it? The other dimension.
There we go.
All right. Well, I think it looks like we are rolling, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. It is Saturday, November 9th, and welcome to the AMAs with A Amazing Robert Hollis. We are so glad to have you with us. And of course, the whole idea behind the AMAs is that you get to ask a certified millionaire any question. Very, very simple to do. What you do is you can either post your question in either chat, and I say either because we are broadcasting live on YouTube as well as here in Zoom. So you can post your questions there in the chat. We will ask them on your behalf. Or if you want to, which is what the whole idea is behind this, if you want to talk to Robert directly, it's very simple. Now, you have to be in Zoom. So if you are on Zoom, go ahead and put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my face. If you want to poke it, that's fine. I got, ow, ow. Okay, fine. I had an, ow. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Go ahead and you'll see some buttons on the very bottom in Zoom. One of those buttons is raise hand. Click on that button, and then we will call on you in the order in which we receive you. So that's very simple how we do that here on the AMAs, the Ask Me Anything with the A Amazing Robert Hollis. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like and share. We appreciate when you do that because it helps us to reach out to those with ears to hear. And a couple of other quick announcements before we get started because lots to do, lots of things to share. First of all, thank you all very much. We have reached and we're growing by leaps and bounds, and a lot of it is because of each and every one of you. 17,490 subscribers. In the last 28 days, we have increased our subscribership by 7,487. OMG.
Craig, I just realized something. Do you realize that in the last 60 days, we've doubled the amount of subscribers? We were at like 7,400.
Oh my gosh. It's just been
Yeah.
incredible. It has really been incredible. And a lot of it has to do with each and every one of you for helping us and for sharing the words that we share. So thank you all so much. I'm sure Robert will go into more once I turn it over to him because he's got to have a lot of great things to share. And then got to give a shout out and a welcome to our inner communities, to Martin Green. Thank you very much for joining us, Martin. We love and appreciate you very much. And, as you can share with everybody here, we have a fantabulously great time with everything that we do. So, Martin, welcome. And what I love to do is always share a little something before we turn it over to Robert. And this came up from Jay Shetty just the other day. You'll get the idea of how it plays out, but it is truly something to think about. And if you're not following Jay Shetty, highly recommend it. He's very, very good motivational speaker. He's a former monk, and he takes all of his teachings and brings them up to modern day. So I recommend him. We have recommended him many times before here on this channel, but here is what he recently said, and I think it's very appropriate for these times. One of my spiritual teachers gave me this advice about 10 years ago, and I always find myself thinking back on it. It's important to give everything a chance and give yourself as many opportunities as you can handle.
Wow.
Yeah. So there we go. Great way to get our AMAs started, and let's do it. It is that time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad to have you with us. Time to turn it over to the amazing Robert Hollis.
Thank you so much, Craig, and hello, everyone. It's great to be on here. I've been running so wide open, I don't even remember if I was on last Saturday's AMA. I don't. It's like it's just been incredible. It's really, really been incredible. And what I wanted to share with each and every one of you is as I continue to do what I do, I've now come down to the conclusion that it's really only one thing. Are you guys ready? It's your ability to imagine. It's your ability to imagine. A lot of you that have been around me, people want to be trained, and people want to know a script, and people want to know the things they need to do to change their life. None of it works without imagination. None of it works. You can have the perfect script, the perfect post, the perfect way to do whatever. And what I find really interesting right now is you found the secret. You found the secret when nobody else is teaching it. Because I don't know of any other courses or things out there that people are teaching that said, listen, man, Lisa Marie, if you don't have an imagination and you don't get emotionally locked into it, you're screwed. No, it's like, let me show you how to be a co-author. Let me show you how to be an author. Let me show you how to be a life coach. Let me show you how to build a brand. Let me show you how to build social media. Let me show you how to do all these things for yourself. But still to this day, I sat down with a guy that showed me $62,000 on a check. And then he said, Robert, what if I sign this check over to you? What would you do with that money? And at first, wouldn't you guys all agree that when someone tells you to imagine, you don't know how to? Hey, what would you do if someone gave you $1,000? Pay some bills? Boy, that's freaking exciting right there. You know what I mean? Everybody loves to pay bills. I'd fix my car. It's got bad tires on it. You know what I mean? I'd like maybe to upgrade and get a newer used car. It's new to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure not paying for a brand new car. Are you out of your mind? Maybe I could, get into a nicer area. But what's really amazing is Matt last night, I know he wasn't thinking about AMA, but Matt reached out to me and he said, Dad, you got to watch this show. It's called The Wild Robot. And you guys, if you really watch, here's what I know. For someone to call their company Imagination just happens to know what the hell they're doing. Now, it's not that everyone is going to catch the message, but if you watch The Wild Robot, the whole thing is about the robot came with a certain kind of programming. And the whole show is about the robot throwing away the programming and getting that other part that was already inside. But it had to fight the programming the entire time. Does this sound familiar? You know what I mean? Ola reached out to me recently and he said, Robert, you make things look so easy. And I go, because I'm stubborn and I'm simple. Here's how simple I am. Do I think that there's things in my life that could be better? Yeah. And here's how stupid and ignorant I am. I believe that I can find somebody else that is better in that part of their life than I am. And I believe that I can learn from them and become better. That's it. So if you guys know anything about me, my whole life is all about, hey, I was able to, hit 100K in X amount of time. What if I could help someone become 100K faster? What if I could figure out the little simple things that people could do where I could make success happen faster for others? And so there's a lot of people on here that was a part of my inner circle, part of my imaginators. And I needed to step away because I needed to prove to myself that what I believed really works. Bam. And it's my ability, because I believe in imagination, to get other people to imagine. Now, I found out something. I can't get everyone to imagine because some people just will not break that programming. Their programming says in their head that it all has to be logical to me. It all has to make sense. And I remember this like yesterday. I don't know how to make 62 grand a month. I don't have a freaking clue how to do it. So it was easy for me to go, if this guy's making 62 grand a month, then I apparently am one of the stupidest people on the planet. I don't understand what he does, how he does it, why he does it. But I know one thing, that I have the ability to imagine and believe that if I put 70 people in front of an effective presentation, that an effective video, that if he says that it worked, I believe that it'll work. And the common theme that I hear from everyone, we just went to Dallas and we went to Dubai, and I get to hear people's testimonies. I get to talk to them and find out their testimony. And there's one very weird, unique difference from my story than other people's story. My story doesn't start out, listen, I got involved in this industry and I was broke for 10 years. I got in this industry and I've been broke for 6 years. I don't have that story. I have met a guy, told me what to do, made 10 grand, became a millionaire before 30. Do you guys see a difference in my story than other people's story? And they just will not let go of the old programming. The best analogy I can think of this is when we got back from Dubai. My son, Kyle, you guys get to hear about him every once in a while. And he, my wife has a Model S Plaid, 0 to 152 miles an hour in 9 seconds. A computer on wheels. And Kyle would come pick us up, and every time he takes us home, he goes on the on-ramp for the freeway because it's usually pretty late at night. And he stops and he goes, hang on. Now, my son doesn't speed, but he does like the acceleration of the car from 0 to 70. You know what I mean? And then he merges on the freeway and everything is fine. This time he did something different. Now, when we bought this car, we got the pick in the menu of all the things we want. Listen closely, you guys. This is called programming, right? And so as I'm ordering this for my wife, I said, listen, do you want the auto driving? It drives itself. It does everything. No, I do not. I never used it. There's no need for us to have it. I don't feel comfortable giving control to a car or a computer. I'm going to do it. So we didn't order it. All right. So, I think it was another 10 grand or some stupid thing. It was crazy how much it was, but we didn't get that. We don't need that extra stuff. And so Kyle picks us up from Dubai, does his little thing from 0 to 70. And I'm sitting in the front seat and he goes, Dad, watch this. And he reaches over and presses a button on the steering wheel, and this blue thing comes on the dash. And coming out from the airport to our house on a freeway is some incredible kerns. And he clicked on it because he knew he didn't want to tell Terry in the back seat that's tired. Right? And he presses it and I'm watching it and he's smiling and the car just goes around the curves He's not touching it. And my first thought was, wow, I didn't even pay for this. But the car has it anyway. How many of you think that when those Teslas are made, do you think they just come with every option? And then people are just not smart enough to say, I don't want that. And they go, hey, no problem. You know, that's, let me click that for you. There you go. You know, okay, there you go. But I'm 62 years old. And I remember cars with no automatic transmission. I remember cars with no power steering that had a steering wheel 3 times the size. I remember driving a car like that, a 57 Chevy, and you had to correct it from it going in the other lane or the ditch. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? So if you ever watch people driving in an old movie, it's like this. Because there's so much slack, in the steering column that you got to find where it stops, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. I remember no power brakes, no power seats, no power windows, no power door locks. And I just believe that people live their life like this. They just don't want to level up. I don't need, I'll use the crank to roll the window up. You know what I mean? It's like, and I was thinking that as soon as I said, I knew, but it was funny. And the car was going around the corners. Kyle was smiling. And I said, wow, Terry, I said, Kyle right now is not using his hands to drive. He's using auto. And immediately she was going, I'd never do that. Do you guys realize that the majority of people that watch this Zoom AMA live or recorded, all you got to do is just think to yourself, I'm just not willing to give up old programming, and I'm not willing to imagine. That's the only thing. So you got these people out there that say, I need to learn how to do this. I need to, you can't motivate anybody without imagination. No one will go into action without motivation. You can't train somebody without imagination. The only difference between a white belt and a black belt is imagination. One person believed they were going to be the black belt, the other person believed they couldn't. So every one of you that watch what I do and say you can't do it, it's just a lack of imagination. It's nothing else. It's not skill. It's not experience. It's not looks. It's not your weight. It's not your sex. It's not your religion. So now I'm going to give you guys an incredible shocker. And most of you won't like it, and I don't care. You know why Donald Trump has won 2 elections? Imagination. That guy got so pissed off because of the last election he lost. Do you guys believe that this is the kind of guy that would do this? I'm not only going to win the popular vote, I'm going to win in every county. I'm going to win majority vote in every county. I'm going to raise my vote in every county. That guy's imagination is off the frickin' hook. And everything he says rubs everybody wrong. Right? Me and Craig were talking about this. And then I remember when he was running for the first election, and he would say stuff like this. Well, Apprentice was not only the #1 show that's ever existed on the planet, but there's never, ever been a show better than that show. I went, that's bullshit. That is total bullshit. Doesn't matter. His imagination believes that he created the best show that's ever been in existence. He believes that he's the best person that's ever existed. He knows there's never going to be a better president before or after him. Why people freak out about him is because this guy feels like he can say anything at any time, and he's running on 1,000% imagination. You know what one thing people say about him? I was talking to Craig about this. Anyone that's been around him says the same thing. That guy's frickin' energy is off the frickin' charts. Doesn't do drugs, doesn't do alcohol. He's the oldest president that's ever been elected. And everyone that around him, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just never stops. Did you guys know that he did 631 rallies? What the hell? I'm not only going to tell everyone to show up at the rally, but then I'm going to stand in front of people and just talk. Why? Because everybody loves me talking. Most of the stuff you say makes no sense. Yeah, but they stick around. There's no one that's done better rallies. There's no one that's done bigger rallies. Everyone says that I'm great. That's what people say. I've heard people say that I'm the best in the world. And I was like, that's what people are missing. The reason the Elon Musks of the world and the Donald Trumps of the world, in my opinion, are extremely weird. They tried to use that against him, right? Man, he's just weird. We don't know any other way to talk about him. He's just weird. You don't want to be a part of the weird. I believe that he won this election because everybody feels that in him. They don't know what it is. Some people say it's charismatic. He blah, 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 blah. I mean, they make fun of his skin color, his hair. They make fun of his size. But I think that everyone, regardless of whether they believe this or not, they look at him and they just go, God, I'd like to have his confidence and his imagination for just a day. Just a frickin' hour. What I love, his ability just to not give a shit about what anybody says and just imagine himself. And then when he has something happen, I don't know if some of you seen this part, they showed it when he did his acceptance speech, which the majority of the networks still wouldn't call it for him. There was even networks that said, well, I guess he's coming on stage, but Harris still has a shot. You know what I mean? And I'm going like, yeah, he's going to do a victory speech right here. And then in the middle of his victory speech, he does this. Wow, can you believe this? Did you guys see that part? That should be the only part where it like hits him in the face and he looks around and he goes, man, can you believe this happened? Because he was as surprised as he was the first time he won. We all watched him come out and go, damn, I pulled it off. And people are going like, dude, that's not funny. That's not funny. You don't have any experience. You just start yelling at everybody. You cause all this chaos, and now you're the president? See, the people that are upset about it don't understand imagination. And without me saying anything else, I reached out to Craig and Matt because we talked, a lot, being visionaries. And when I watched that he won, he increased his margin of voting in 2,000 counties. He increased the amount of votes that he won in 100% Democratic counties. Even if Democrats won a county, he still increased his vote in that county. And so every time they showed a county, because technology is getting better, how many of you, while you watched it, if you watched any of it, heard this? Well, she's underperforming here, and wow, he's overperforming here. Let's click this county. Whoa, she's underperforming here, but oh my God, he's overperforming here. I believe this guy it seems like he's been running for 16 years. I just believe that he was saying one day, man, I'm just closing my eyes and they're going to show the map and every county is going to be red. I'm going to get every county. Well, he didn't get every county. He just got enough. So I don't know if that gives you comfort or doesn't give you comfort, right? I'm just saying that, wow, I'm just like blown away that our world went from the person that got the most votes to the person that was the best on social media and getting small donations to all of a sudden, you know, the group that figured out how to do social media to best. And I don't know if you guys believe this or not. I do. But in the last months of this election, when Harris got put in, and now all of a sudden Donald Trump, I guess, was sitting around in his living room and he went, man, I got to figure out a whole different way, you know, to this is a different candidate. And his son walked up to him and said, listen, Dad, just get on all the best podcasts. I'm 18 years old. None of us watch the news. We don't care. None of us gives a rip about social media. We get all our information from podcasts. And he went, done and done. Wow. Did anyone ever think that Joe Rogan had more influence than Oprah Winfrey and Taylor Swift combined? That's weird to me. But that's why I'm telling people that I don't believe that people that are focused on training doesn't work anymore. People want to be inspired to imagine. And they'll watch a 3-hour podcast. Are you guys hearing me? So the back-to-back podcast of President Trump, followed by Vance, followed by Elon Musk and why he. So how many of you guys believe that we'll get off the Trump thing? How many of you guys believe that Elon Musk has a pretty strong imagination? Now, whether this is rumor or not, Joe Rogan said that he called Dana White because he knew Dana White was at Mar-a-Lago, everyone hanging around. And he goes, what's going on? And he goes, you wouldn't believe what happened a couple hours ago. This was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, East Coast time. And he said, Elon Musk was here with his son. And he just stood up with 400 people in the room and went, we got, yeah, we got it. Walked over, gave Donald Trump a hug. And they go, what do you mean we got it? The polls haven't even closed yet. Election places haven't even closed yet. And he goes, yeah, I got it. It's right on my phone. He's got it. He's got it. And people are like, what app was that? And he said, me and my son are going. And he said he could see that people that went and vote were coming back to Twitter and saying who they voted for. Elon Musk knew before the news knew that Donald Trump won big time. And I'm going like, what? Because I think you guys know that he might have some data that some of us will never see. So how many of you guys believe that people said they were going to vote a certain way and that it's pretty obvious that they decided to vote another way? And now you got all the Democrats that are pointing fingers at each other of why it happened. Bernie Sanders' statement was the best. Whether you believe that you were in or not, the people that voted didn't feel like you were for them anymore. So you abandoned them and now they abandoned you. It doesn't make a difference if you can say that Wall Street's better than it ever is. Inflation's better than it ever is. Unemployment's better than it ever is. No one wants to hear this phrase when someone says, well, I'm actually paying double for bacon than I was a couple of years ago. See, the elite look at people like that and go, listen, you're stupid. And they're going, no, I just know that I'm taking 2 bags of groceries home instead of 4 for $200. If you want people to vote for you, I think you better find out how they're feeling. So again, I want to get back to the core before we go into Ask Me Anything. You guys just got to understand that it's all about imagination. You got to ask yourself every day, how much time am I spending in my imagination and getting blown away emotionally? Because some of you may or may not seen, I did an interview with Tomas yesterday. I guess I was supposed to call him Tom. Daman. I like it's the way they say it, right? But I wanted to show you guys one thing that I did briefly show on that is these are new rank ups for last month. All right. And so you see 100K and he's got 50Ks, and then he's got 225Ks, and then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 10Ks. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 5Ks. And then, but oh wow, there's an American flag. Well, guess we got one American flag in the 1Ks. People are like, Robert, why do you build internationally? Those people are hungry, and the only thing they have left is imagination. That's what I look for. It's someone that has lost hope, and they don't know how to imagine anymore. And I told Tomas that I wanted him to break every record the company had. I knew what they were. I told him what we needed to hit. We built a 50K in 5 days. Why? Imagination. And so when you guys watch that, some of you are going to hear something that none of you are really going to click. But when Tomas, I kept asking him questions. Well, how'd you do this? How'd you do this? Share videos, share videos, share videos. It's like we live in an age, you guys, where people have an 8-second attention span, and all they're worried about is what's in this for me. Craig and I were talking along with Matt before we got on here, and roberthollis.com, our website, I think gets like 100 views a month. We put capture pages together. Yeah, I think we got 60 leads from capture pages. And I can put up a short video and get 39,000 views on YouTube. So how many of you, this is a question that I'm actually asking for all of you to give me a number in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you have done this. You're scrolling through a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook videos, YouTube videos, and all of a sudden you see someone that says, oh, by the way, go to my site, and you stop scrolling and you stop watching videos and you click on the link and you go to a website. Does any of you still do that? Because I don't. I cannot remember the last time that I watched a video and went, whoa, hang on. I'm stopped. I don't need to be entertained right now. I need to have someone sell me on some shit. So let me click on this link. No, I watch the video, then watch the next video, then watch the next video, then watch the next video, watch the next video. They have the link in the video. Next video, next video, next video, next video, next video. And you got a couple of seconds to share with them exactly how you're doing it. So does anyone want to know how I built this team in such a short period of time? Arthur's video. You watch Arthur's video, which thank you, Arthur, for a number of things. One, imagination. Two, through that imagination, you started doing your own personal mind hacks. Then you got into massive imagination, and then you documented your success. Because when you watch Arthur's video that I have #1 on the playlist, the very first things that come out of his mouth, hey, everyone, I want to show you how I'm pulling money out of TradeX Mastery. How many of you think that Bob, I know Coach Bob is really good at websites and the internet. I think if someone looked on the internet, I don't know this, I'm guessing Bob, and Matt's on here, but if you were looking at the #1 searched words, I have no idea. But if it's like, let me show you how I got money out of something, might be a good tagline. Yeah, am I correct, Bob? Are you like, you're like thumbs up? You know, how I got 5K, how people, you know, I'm just like going, wow, you guys. There's people out there that believe because of your programming. See, I want you guys to blame your programming instead of blaming yourself. Stop beating yourself up, right? But people still believe in this day and age that you have to explain shit to people. So they make it complex. I was telling all the people and Dubai, I was telling all of them, why would you use a word called Forex? You would lose me. Why would you use a word called trading? You would lose me. See, everyone wants to use all these words because your ego makes you want to feel more knowledgeable than the person you're talking to. So I was telling these young guys, they'll see if they can, you know, change their programming. But I said to them, I said, what if I asked you a question? With all the AI and all the changes that are happening in the world, what are their chances in the future that gold is going to still be something that's valuable? And I had 6 of them all look at each other and they went, dude, that's brutal. I said, my whole goal in life is to backhand somebody without them knowing that I backhanded them. So if you believe that gold is still going to be valuable, I've noticed with no knowledge whatsoever that it seems like gold prices do this. It's like a heartbeat. And I said, if I could have some that is traded gold, and he finds where the heartbeats are, and he catches these winds in the middle of them, and he sends me a signal, and I tap on my phone, and I trade with him, and he does it for me. And he wins like 75% of the time. I don't have to know anything. So I know AI is coming out. I know the new president's going to destroy the world. I hear all this stuff, right? But I just believe that if I can pay attention enough to tap on my phone, when he's figured out how to win 75% of the time, I just think that's pretty cool. So I did that, and I won some trades, and I got excited, and I started telling everyone about it. And so now that I've told everyone about it, now I got like 1,500 new traders in my group. You guys want to hear something crazy? I'm blessed to have someone like Arthur that's made over $30,000 profit in trading. And I also have someone like Tomas that's made over $30,000 with the comp plan for bringing in traders. What's the difference between Tomas and Arthur? Is Tomas has 3 people underneath him that also made 20 grand. And he has 5 other people that made over 5 grand. And another like 20 people that made over 1,000. So Arthur made over 30 grand, and Tomas made over 30 grand, plus he helped out another 70 people make money. Just a thought. Which one's better? The one you imaginate. That's the one that's better. When are all of us going to come to the conclusion that we're all unique, that we're all miracles with different DNA? And my journey is not your journey. Me telling you how you should do what you do is only one key thing, is you tapping into the imagination that gets you to go into action. The one thing that I'm very aware of, and why I'm so okay with everything that's going on in the world, is, did you guys hear this? Not going off track, but you guys know I do. Do you know what was the #1 thing that was Googled on the day of the election? Is Joe Biden running? You don't believe me? So people finally sat around, they're Christmas Day shoppers. Do you guys know these people? It's like, hey, oh my God, tomorrow's Christmas morning? Shit, I better go buy some gifts. How are you going to change the way they shop? You're never going to do it. They wait until the last minute. They just, it was a joke with me all the time that, you know, I think for, I don't know the amount of years, you guys will crack up on this, but I think for 10 years, they tried to pass in California to right to use recreational marijuana. And it failed every time it came up for election. Until the last one. Do you know why? Because they got up the next day and said, well, the bill for having recreational marijuana didn't get passed. And everybody went, that was yesterday? God dang it. Because they were too busy participating in the recreation to have sense that they should go down and vote. We heard about the 72 million people that voted for Trump, the 66, 67 million that voted for Harris. Has anyone ever sat and thought, how many eligible voters are there in the United States? I haven't Googled that yet. But for some of you that have been around me for a while, I'm starting to think that this 30-30-30 thing, see, 70 million vote, 67 vote, the other 60, 70 million just set their ass out. Wait a minute. You didn't put the person in that I wanted to, so I'm going to be rebellious and I'm just not going. Do you guys know of anyone that didn't vote? Wow. So should we be pissed off that they didn't vote? Or should we be pissed off that they voted for Trump? Or should we be pissed off that they just didn't vote? No, I think you should just stay in your lane. How about that? How about just plug back into your imagination to do the best you can for you and your family? Because regardless of what happens, 50% of the people got up the next day and went, and the other 50% went, fuck. No, it was a third. 30% went, yeah. 30% went fuck, just like they did the last election. And the other 30% went, there was an election? I got up this morning, sun was shining, birds were chirping, and guess what I did this morning? The same fucking thing I did yesterday morning. I got to get my ass up, get myself in commuter traffic, go work for a job that I don't like or do like. And it's crazy that we make such a big deal out of this shit. You guys know the 30-30 rule with the Super Bowl, right? Group that want to watch the advertisements, a group that wants to watch the players, another group that wants to watch the halftime show. But it still doesn't account for the other 7 billion people that just don't give a shit. Wow, we had 1 billion people watch. What about the other 7 billion people? So I really wanted you guys to share with you that the more I dive into how I do what I do, is I get really, really excited about just being a better Robert. I believe that I was put on this planet not to just barely get by. I believe that I need to continue to work on every area of my life. And I get a lot of fulfillment and joy out of spending more time in meditation and more time connecting and more time in prayer and more understanding of how to help another person actually have the faith and belief that they can do it as well. If you guys are not doing the things that you would love happening in your life, you're just not spending any time in imagination. So whether you watch, I know some of you will know people that, wait a minute, wait, hang on. Is the wild robot, I'm going to go online, and if someone said something negative about this movie and some kind of programming that's slipping in my head, did this come from Disney or one of those Jewish guys, you know, like Spielberg or something? I know how people are. There's people that will find a way not to watch the wild robot. And just like every movie, they'll watch it. I don't get it. I don't like it. It was stupid. That is one of the movies, like Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep and Albert Brooks. That is one of those movies that I will watch over and over again. Because the wild robot was put on a place to find the person that ordered him and tell me what you need solved so I can make this happen. And he runs into a fox, says, your job, little gooseling, is feed him, teach him to swim, teach him to fly. And you need to do that before it gets cold. Because he needs to fly to a warm place during the winter. Wow, that's what I got to do. That's what I'm going to spend my life doing. And then you're going to have to watch the rest of the movie to see what happens. But I look at movies like that, and thank you, Matt, for referring it. And Matt even sent me the little song that went along with it. But if your life is not the way it's supposed to be, or you would like it to be better, it's just your lack of imagination. That's all it is. That's all it is. You have given up and just said, listen, I just want to live a life of complacency. To be brutally honest with you, Robert, my life's not that bad compared to the rest of the people on the planet. I got a roof over my head. I eat every day. And man, am I good at fucking complaining about fucking everything. I just like complaining about everything. I love struggling. I love having everything difficult for me. I know it's easy for other people, but fuck, it's not for me. It's like, and you just love that chaos. You love that part of your life. It makes you feel alive. And I honestly believe that you can't imagine yourself without it. So imagination works for good and so for bad. You just won't be willing to admit that you get a lot out of being the victim. You get a lot out of telling your story of and your blame game and everyone's fucking fault and I'm just not comfortable playing in that game. I ran into someone that was a little wiser than me, and he's told me, listen, Robert, everything's possible. All you got to do is think of an area of your life you want to change, find someone that did it, and listen to them and do your best. Because every one of you are so unique. You're a miracle. Your DNA is unique. And you got to find a way to imagine a better life for you and your family. Unless you don't. And if you don't, that's okay too. I don't think that people should beat the shit out of themselves. Who wants to be me? I know some of you would love my income and love my lifestyle. And I know praise and recognition works because I got all this nice little decoration and stuff that came on my email, my phone. You know, Robert, you're a new diamond medallion level for Delta Airlines. It was like, I was like, shit, I still love this shit. I love this shit. I got like 500,000 miles to become a millionaire, million miles traveled. I get these nice little things that go on my bag where everybody looks down and goes, shit. All the time. They look down at my carry-on, look at the tag and go, how many miles do you have to fly to get that? 500,000 miles on airplanes? It's fucking awesome. I had to get a new passport because there was too many stamps in it. And I just got more messages from people going, I would never go to Dubai. It's funny, the people that love to complain are the ones that are the most loud. Had a couple of people that went, whoa, that had to be cool. But the majority of the messages were like, I'd never go to Dubai. I go, to be honest, you don't even have a passport, do you? No, I don't. I'm not leaving here. And it's like, whatever. Whatever. It's like, I couldn't wait to get my kids' passports. I'm not going by myself. I'll say this last thing, and then we'll do Q&A. The thing I love most about taking my wife on this trip to New York and then Dubai is my wife had a blast. She loved the trip, but she fell back in love with Montana and her home here. See, I think that if some of you traveled and seen the way the rest of the world lives, you'd stop your fucking complaining. Because it's impossible to have imagination without gratitude. So that's my little pitch. I'm glad that some of you put in here. I'm glad you're back. I love you guys, and let's answer some questions. I hope you enjoyed that.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Robert. That was incredible. And what a great way to get started here on the AMAs. So, I have a question first, and then I see Jody, Falcon, and Coach Bob have their hands up. So you guys will be coming up. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, that like button, so that we can get this video shared to those with ears to hear. We appreciate you. Also, if you want to subscribe to our channel, please do and hit that subscribe button right down below if you're watching on YouTube. Let's build that up even more, and with your help we're going to get to 18,000, 20,000, and that magic 100,000 that we would really love. Robert loves to share that plaque. I don't know if you have that picture right there, Robert, but
you know I do.
There it is. It's the one on the far right. That's the first one.
You know, Craig, I'm more excited about the 1.1 million views, to always be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it is. You know, I mean, the subscribers are always nice to get, but I agree. It's the views, because with those views, our message is getting out, and that bless each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. All right, let's get to it. Robert, the first question to us today comes from Donnell Johnson.
Okay.
And she's asking the question, how many domains should a person have?
Wow, I was talking to Matt today about that. I know that some of you are not going to believe this, but right now I would be 100% okay with youtube.com/Robert Hollis. So the answer to that is no domains.
Okay. Very simple.
And I
Very
am building
simple.
a business, so I will share, akashics.com/ my username. And I also will share TradeX Mastery, the sign up one. But yeah, we were talking about that today, wasn't we, Craig? Matt's on here. It's like,
Yeah.
when people say, how can I get a hold of you? Right? And you guys tell me. If someone says, hey, I want to connect with you, I don't say, well, listen, go to roberthollis.com. No, I say, are you on Telegram? They go, yeah. I go, great. Let's switch Telegram. And then, people will say, hey, are you on WhatsApp? And I say, hey, listen, I thought you wanted to connect with me. They go, I do. Then that will be on Telegram. I think it's funny when people reach out to me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, or Telegram, and then ask me to go to WhatsApp. It's like, it really shows me immediately how selfish they are. Is there any way that I can get you to come to my house? Fuck no. You want to see me? Come to my house. Okay.
All right. There you go. Donnell, thank you very much for the question. All right. So Lisa Marie's hand just went up. She is now in the rotation for coming up and chatting here with us. But first, as we said, Jody Falcon, Coach Bob, you're number one. So, Coach Bob, let's go ahead, ask you to unmute, please, and share with us.
Hey, Robert, Craig, Matt.
Nice to see you again, Bob.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
How are you, my friend?
Awesome, always.
Highly
blessed, highly, huh?
I miss you. I miss all of you.
Yeah, I do too. Great opening, Robert. I was touched. I got a lot out of it. My big thing from that is just I saw so many people, and it just changed their life. The election, they were crying, and hopefully these people can get over it and move on, because it's going to affect them very, very little, right?
I mean, have to.
Yeah, it's just incredible,
when my life melted down 4 years ago when Biden got in, I still made it. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. It's like,
yeah, hopefully they can get over it. And that was a wonderful interview with Tomas. Very intelligent guy. It was so good.
Simple people. I got to hear a story, Bob, the first time that you did.
Did you?
Hey, my dad was an alcoholic, and my mom had 3 jobs, and I went to middle school and told people that I wanted to work for myself. My teacher told me I was an idiot, that I just needed to work for somebody else. I'm going like, man, I find these people, well, God puts them in my lap. They just people watch what I do and they go, man, this guy's just simple. He's just simple. It's down to earth. Ola even said this today. He goes, do you think I should go after people that have no education? And I said, wow, there's a little common thought there.
Yeah.
Because sometimes maybe the more educated that people are, and the more people work on their self-development and read a bunch of books and have, a lot of coaches, they seem to be the most messed up people. They just got too much knowledge and apply it.
Right.
When I run into someone that goes, have you read this book? Have you read this book? Have you read this book? I go, listen, I've read like 3 books, and I just keep listening to them over and over. It's like I don't need another book. I don't need another podcast. I don't need another coach telling me a different version of what they heard somebody else say.
Oh, exactly. And to reprogram that, the reprogramming thing too, it
Yeah.
works like that, right? So, I mean, like, that's what I'm working on. I've got to work on getting reprogrammed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing good now and I'm happy with what I do, right? But
Sure.
I can be better. And that's what I'm working
We all
on,
can.
you know, so.
We all can. Bob, when you and I talk like this, here's just one thing that I'll say to you. There's two groups of people, right, in your world. There's people that teach people how to do what you do, and then there's people that just do what you do, right? I don't think, maybe you have, but have you ever thought, wow, I want to get good enough at what I do because I can show people how to make $100,000 a year. So I want to go into a place where I'm going to try to solicit and train people how to do what I do. See what I mean? Now, we know people that do that, right? Because they're not good at doing what you do. See, I always can tell where a person is. If your whole goal is to be a life coach, your life's probably shit. Think about that.
Well,
and you know why? Because you're actually learning the things you want to apply to your own life.
Right.
So the reason you want to be a life coach and help other people is because you need a lot of fucking help. Boy, that video went out. That like shakes some people up, right?
Robert, repeat that one more time because you got garbled there for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
People that are wanting to be life coaches and they want to teach other people how to do it is because their life is usually shit. Because you don't see the people that are the best at what they do that are interested in teaching what they're doing. Like Tom Brady isn't looking to be a football coach. He's not interested in teaching people to be quarterbacks. He was too focused on being a good quarterback. Are you guys getting what I'm coming from?
Right.
It's like the people that didn't make the biggest cut end up wanting to teach other people how to do shit. And so the way that they're making money is not from what they say they're teaching people to do. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? So I just want to be a better imaginator. I just want to impact more people and get them to get hope and teach them how to imaginate to make their lives a better place. I'm not focused on getting them into Akashics or Tradex Mastery. I just want to attract people that have given up and don't believe they have the power, the superpower, to be their own personal imaginator. So that's why I stepped away from the training. You guys notice that?
Yeah.
I'm going like, wow, I can talk to the same people for 2 years and they don't get it. They don't get it. And it's not because they're stupid or they don't want to get it. They want to get it. They're just not willing to do the personal things to lock into their imagination enough for them to believe to do it. So they're still in that old programming. I'll probably use Wild Robot a lot from this point on, that they're stuck in the old programming that they still feel they need to learn stuff. So when I started listening to Abraham Hicks, and I think I shared this with you guys, it upset me when I heard her say that if you can get rid of the resistance and just allow the acceptance and the flow, that it doesn't matter whether you learn stuff, whether you pass a course, whether you see all this stuff that we think that we need to have the lifestyle that we can just accept and allow to happen. We got our old programming telling us that we got to learn shit, that we got to be better, that we got to work on personal development. And who would tell you? You guys are going to crack up because this is just a new awareness of mine. Who would tell you to work on yourself more than anything else? Someone that's selling you training. I've never said that ever. I've never said that ever, ever, ever. So when I tell you, you got to work harder on you than anything else, that means that you're not the person you already need to be to attract everything that you need in your life. So when I listen to Abraham Hicks and she's going, it's not based off your skill. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. You know how much money I've spent on books, courses, seminars, and then once I learned that stuff, how much effort I put in to practicing those skills, to get great at them, to master them. And now you're telling me in a little voice clip that shit doesn't matter? And I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I just don't know where Donald Trump went to political school. People were stunned the first time he won, but not as stunned as how much he won this time. There's people with logical brains that are saying this. Everyone knows he's a liar. Everyone knows that he inspired a group of people to attack, the insurrection or whatever you call it. Everyone knows that he's done bad stuff and now he's been convicted. It's like, what? See, there's this whole logical group that's not connected to his imagination and inspiration that goes, who in the hell would vote for this guy? Look at all the stuff that's wrong with him. And the people that voted for him don't know how to say, all of his bullshit, he still has me believing an imagination that we can have a better life. That's it, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know how to tell you that I listen to one side and they make me feel like an idiot and I'm trash and I'm undeplorable and I'm not educated and I'm just a blue collar worker. I'm just really honestly a piece of shit, need to shut up and listen to the smart people. And then I got another person that says, vote for me and I'm going to do my best to make your life better. Door two. I'll take door two. And everybody's going, well, don't you know he's going to ruin the world? Well, until he does, I'll take door two.
Right.
Yeah, I think that people are too smart. One guy makes me feel good. The other people make me feel like shit.
Yeah.
President's closing statement in the middle of an election is, hey, these people that are voting for Trump are garbage. Thanks. Oh. Now I know who I'm voting for.
Oh, God.
And like, what? I could go on and on.
Oh, yeah.
You're on shows and people go, hey, would you do anything different? Can't think of anything. Fuck you. See, it could have been anything.
Right.
All she had to say is, oh my God, I would do everything different.
Oh, sure.
He had me as a vice president. I was part of this thing. But you know what? I definitely can do better. I know that I can do stuff better. Not say, hey, I can't think of anything I'd change. It's like, what? What? The other guy's lying to me, telling me that everything is going to be, paradise. I don't know if he's going to be able to do the stuff that's promised, but at least he's telling me it's going to be better. So, yeah, work on that imagination.
Yeah, I have to. And the other thing is congratulations to all the people that are passing their challenges and that. It's phenomenal. I've never seen this ever in a network marketing company.
I haven't seen it in any company before.
Right?
Well, I got to spend a lot of personal time with John. And
with who? Again, you got garbled there. I'm sorry.
I got to spend a lot of personal time with Joss and Jenna on all these 3 trips that we went to, Cabo, and then also Dallas, and then also Dubai. And man, their imagination is on a whole different level on how they're going to impact and make a huge change in this world. And it's not about It's not about what everybody thinks it is. You know what I mean? It's from the way people are treated to the way that the climate is to the way that we take care of each other. I mean, it really, honestly, it really all comes down to if you can get people to fall back in love with themselves and then actually do what we're supposed to do is love one another and encourage one another. I mean, if you believe that about yourself, that you could share that with other people. If there's any superpower that I have as an imaginator, is someone got me to imagine and I did and it worked. That's all I've been doing for 37 years.
Yeah.
Is someone got me to imagine a better life than I have now, and I can't stop sharing that shit. It's all it is. It has nothing to do with a comp plan or a name of a company or a name of a product. It's like that has nothing to do with it.
And it's incredible. They could have stopped after that gold thing. I mean, there were so many obstacles they had to go through to get to this point.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, they could have just scrapped it, you know?
Yep.
And I'm so proud of Arthur too. He's part of our group, right? He's just he's just done a phenomenal job. And he's going to help us recruit. I mean, just that video, right?
Yeah.
You can lead with that
a lot
video.
of people don't realize that. If you guys seen me, I just did a training. It's on my YouTube channel. I did a training for my Hungarian team, one of them. Do you guys know that I have 2 Hungarian teams that compete against each other? It's funny. Now, both of them are freaking out because Poland's kicking their ass. Yeah, I got a nice little competition going on with different countries. It's awesome. But I did a training for the Hungarian group, and all they wanted to know, Bob, is how to market Tradex Mastery and Akashics. And even though it's translated, you should watch it, because I got calls from like 8 leaders that watched that video and they freaked out because I started out and they're going, hey, listen, Esther, what I need you to do is I'm going to pull up Arthur's video, and then I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to stop and I need you to translate. So I played Arthur's video, stopped it, she translated, and then I played it again and stopped it and she translated. And I did that till we got through his video. And you know what everyone said? You take simplicity to a stratosphere level, because you just proved to everybody that it doesn't make a difference if a video's in their language or not. Because if you can find a translator, you now could watch a success story like Arthur's and play a little bit of it and pause it and then let someone translate. And see, people just like, so some of you though, feel the need to be the deal. Even if you felt the need to be the deal, you should get on and say, Bob, nice to meet you. Yeah, hey, listen, before we even get started and talking, let me show you something. And just share your Zoom, pull up Arthur's video and watch it. Because if they're not going to watch the video, then we might as well watch it together.
Right.
And I go, so would you see me, I'm always saying, wouldn't you like to withdraw money for you and your family like Arthur did? Yeah, he's not the only one. Let's watch the next video. Jenna. Hey, wouldn't you like to withdraw money for you and your family so you could do the things that you love, that you've always made promises that you do for yourself and others? Wouldn't you like to do that? I would. How would that make you feel? That would be awesome. Well, I have a question. No, let's watch another video. This is Joel. I'm telling you, man, people are finally clicking, and that's honestly what I did with Tom. We'll call him Tom now instead of Tomas, because he said people call me Tom. Okay. And it's like, yeah. And I'm just like going, he goes, I got it. I got it. And I said, a lot of people say they do, but they got to make this complex and insert their cells and start talking shit. It's like, Jesus, I'm being brutal. If you can't show your documentation, you're talking shit. Do you guys know that? The reason that you don't lead with your income is because you're full of shit. You'd rather talk and try to convince them to do them instead of showing them they can. I think I said this on last did I tell you guys the story? I know I did now, I think. But Sam from Kenya was in the same 4x when we were going through the sand. And he had a girl with him. He's trying to get in the business. And I just grabbed the phone and showed her the phone when she was in the back seat, when Terry and I was sitting in the seat in front of her. She started watching it and she paused it and she looked right at him and said, "Why didn't you show me this?" I was just smiling because don't get mad at me, you guys, but he always says the same thing a lot of you guys say. He goes, "Well, I'm doing exactly what Robert's doing. I'm doing exactly what Robert told me to do." The fuck you are. They're not in. You talk too much. Okay, I'm sorry. Coach Bob always pulls this stuff out of me.
Well, no. This is great.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask you about the dream trips. I hear they're going to start bringing that back, the dream trips and the Akashics. Do you know anything about that or not?
Say what?
Well, what I heard on the dream trips video or on the conference call is they're going to start really promoting
are they still doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was joking, by the way.
Yeah, I know. But they said they're going to really go at it. So you wouldn't know anything about that. Hey, you're just doing
But tell me the question that you asked.
Did you hear anything about that?
That they're going to start
what? That they're going to start redoing the dream trips and the Akashics programs together. They're going to start really promoting that coming up.
Should. But
I mean, that's what I'm in.
Well, look, I haven't stopped promoting it. Do you guys know? I bring in people on monthly that upgrade to a yearly in Akashics to get the 100,000 because they don't pay attention and they blew their $10,000 account. And then they don't listen and they blow their $100,000 account. And then I get them in a yearly dream trip in Akashics for a $200,000 account. So I know I'm making a bold statement right now, but there's nobody in MDC that sold more yearly dream trips memberships than me. Nobody. And I don't even know what the hell they're doing.
I know, right? I watched one webinar. I got to figure that out, but we got to figure something out for our group, right? I mean, we got to do that.
No. Why should you figure something out for the group?
I mean, aren't you going to do something with the dream trips with our group, with the inner circle?
Probably. I just don't know what or when.
Okay. All right.
I know there's a Punta Cana coming up that my wife and I, after our 5 trips, we're done for a little while. But I know there's a Punta Cana one coming up, and I heard there was one that was coming up in Hawaii. So yeah, I don't know. There's a Punta Cana one and then something else. I forget what it is. But me and my family have been to Punta Cana a couple times, so we're not interested in seeing places that we've already seen.
Right.
Yeah,
I can see that.
There's too many places in the world to experience and create memories.
Exactly. And just wanted to say hi to Matt, and then if he's got anything that he's working on, we'd be interested.
Matt's always working on stuff in the future. He's like, he's way out there. Man, you got any quick things to say?
I was saying I'm working on stuff right now. That's why I got my camera off, but I definitely got stuff to show you guys. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, but nothing I want to share on the AMA just yet. So, but exciting things.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
New videos, new everything. So
I know that they're doing something crazy. I just glanced at some of the questions. They are doing something that's going to throw everyone at a frizzy. I don't know what it is. Some of you think that Josh tells me ahead of time. He knows that I don't care. I'm weird. I know I'm weird. People go, "Hey, do you want to know a country that we're opening up?" And I'm going, not until you're in it and people are making money there. I don't want to hear about shit that isn't here yet. So,
sure.
Isn't that crazy? People are like, "What's the next exciting thing?" It's like, I don't want to, I'm too busy selling the shit we have.
I get that.
I'm too busy I'm too busy helping people in imagination
I
make
know.
money today than thinking about something, a couple of months from now. You know what the number one question that's always asked? Hey, are they still going to do the funding for people coming in Akashics? And I'm going, why? So you can bring in a nobody like you did last month? Jesus Christ. Why do you want people to extend something that you're not working on? Well, I just think some people would be excited. Yeah, they are. I just put in like almost 1,500 people. People are jacked out of their mind about it. Okay, so now they made it permanent, right? Made it a permanent part. But I heard that they're going to do something over the Black Friday with the Akashics and Trade X Mastery.
Right.
It's going to throw people's minds in a whack. So if I were to guess, just guess, it'd be like, listen, you come in for monthly 149, we'll give you 200,000 on funding.
Wow.
Just put people over the fucking edge.
Repeat one more time, please, Robert. That garbled.
Oh, if I were to guess, it'd be something like if you came in for 149, that you get 100,000 or 200,000 in funding. Just something that everyone would say, that is incredible, but I'm telling nobody. Yeah, it's like, I'll do a couple of posts on social media and then I'll tell everybody that it doesn't work. So, do you guys like the new Brutal, Robert? It's like, just tell it the way it is. It's like, I don't know.
That's fine.
I love you, Bob.
I love you too. Love and appreciate you, Craig and Matt. So
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach
that's
Bob.
it.
Appreciate
Over
you.
now. Yep.
Thanks, Coach Bob.
Hey, thanks.
All right. Love what we do here on AMAs. I mean, it is incredible. And getting everybody involved and opening Robert up more, peeling away those little layers and everything like that. Thank you so much. Everybody does that in one way, shape, or form, and it just share is incredible. Just a quick reminder for those of you watching on YouTube, hit that like button, please. It's that thumbs up that's right there. We appreciate it. It'll help us to reach out to those with ears that hear and grow the channel. So coming up now, let's see, we do have Lisa Marie is coming up, but first, Jody Falcon. Jody, yes, surprise, surprise. Go ahead, unmute, and please share with us.
Hey, Robert, Craig, Matthew, and everybody. How are you?
How you doing, Jody?
Loved, deeply cherished, excited.
I like her hat.
Thank you. I'm wearing it for a very specific reason because this Monday is Veterans Day. And in my family, it's one of the most single important days on the calendar. The veterans in my family go all the way back to the Civil War. And the last veteran to serve was my youngest son in the Marine Corps in Enduring Freedom.
Wow.
And to piggyback on that.
Is that called a Gold Star family? I don't know.
No, fortunately, none of the veterans in my family died in action.
Ooh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, those are the Gold Star families.
What do you call just a family that's just incredible in supporting people in the military? Patriots?
People like Jay Clark and people like Karen Owens and her husband. And that's why I wanted to come on to particularly recognize and give praise to Jay Clark and Karen and her husband. Jay Clark is a very dear friend of mine. He lives like in Central Florida. I'm here in South Florida. He and his wife have had just really scary medical issues this year. And that man always consistently, actively went into the veteran communities of Central Florida to support them any way that he could. He is truly, truly amazing. So on another note, I do have a little favor.
Okay.
So in a couple of weeks, I will be making my 74th trip around the sun. So on Facebook, I have, my birthday fundraiser. And this year it's to support Del Mar Farm, of which I'm staff.
Cool.
My goal is $200. So right now, if I get,
If that's your goal, I'll take care of that.
okay, speechless I am.
Okay,
God
so
bless you.
now that I've taken care of that, increase your goal.
Okay, let's go to 500. So
How much did you say?
500.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah, so if everybody here, while you're on Facebook, and if you see my birthday fundraiser, oh my God, imagine just how many giving $10 each. Now, the reason I'm asking is because the owner, Claudia of the sanctuary,
Jody, the only reason that you're asking is because your heart's into it and because you're part of my family. That's enough.
oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God. We
And
have
I'm
a
going to interrupt for just a moment because people shouldn't look for Jody Falcon. They should look for Mary
Mary
Martyr.
Martyr. Mary Martyr.
So I will post
AKA
your Facebook link in the chat
Oh,
right now
thank
so
you.
that everybody understands that. Please, ladies and gentlemen, look for Mary Martyr, not Jody Falcon. Jody is her name here. So
Thank you, thank you. But this is going to be near and dear to your heart, Robert. And
You are.
oh, thank you. Just to me, it's a beautiful reciprocity, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yes.
I've been an agent of change, if you will, with this lady Claudia, with the law of attraction. And most of the time I've just been on the sidelines, planting my little seeds with her, if you will. So she finally agreed to check out an organization called Stable Moments.
Okay.
And they use equine assisted therapy, equine assisted learning with foster children and
Wow.
adopted children. So Claudia went to the website, checked it out, signed up, took the course, got certified.
Okay, now you got to raise your goal to a bigger number because I'll do 500. Okay.
1,000.
Yes.
1,000. I just saw Peter and Linda put it in. Thank you, thank you.
And you guys, if you can't do anything, just share her link.
Oh, Robert,
Just
that thought,
grab it. Just grab it.
yes, that thought was just dancing in my mind, your words. If you can't financially donate, then sharing is caring.
Yeah.
And
I don't think she's posted the link yet, Bob. She said that her birthday's coming up and then she's going to do it.
oh,
Bob was asking in the chat.
yeah, it was already just posted up. So I think you better share it now if you have it.
No, she's going to do it on her birthday.
no, I already started the fundraiser.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because with Facebook, during your birthday month, you can do a fundraiser.
Got it.
And I tried to figure out if I could pin the post to my page, but it's not letting me do that. So, Craig, did you put my Facebook link?
Yes, I did.
And it's also on Instagram. So if any of you are on Instagram.
Well, wait a minute. Are you talking about the link? Because
No,
I
just
don't see the link, just for you.
Just for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to contact you to do this. But I think it would be very nice if, since we have another person coming up, maybe you set it up in such a way. Oh, Robert, is that the link, or is that
That is a link directly to the post to donate.
Perfect.
Oh my
All right,
God.
let me see what I can do to make it simple so that we can post it on both YouTube as well as Zoom here.
Okay, so what does Abraham always say? Number one, ask and it is given.
And then
Thank you. I love you all.
Allow it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I shared the same link. Is this the faces of adoptive parents?
Faces of adopt? No.
Stable. Yeah, that link leads to Faces of Adoptive Parents, even though it does say Stable Moments.
Wow.
Oh, Stable Moments is who we are certified with to do the
But that's
program.
not the link that you're talking about.
No, here's me.
No. Robert is talking about the link directly to this donation.
Let me show you what it looks like.
Okay.
And I couldn't figure out a way to pin it so people can just go to my page. Here's what my Facebook.
Okay, that's the one. All right, yeah, Arthur just shared that one where
All
it's
right. I shared the wrong
Sergio
one.
for generous donation, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
shared the wrong one.
Okay, I got it. I will post it in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Arthur, thank you, my love.
Yay. Thank you, Jody. I love you.
I did, Arthur. I clicked on the 3 dots. Let me try again. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you more than ever. Oh my gosh.
Hey, you guys, if you ever click on that 3 dots, what I do sometimes is I click on the 3 dots and then there's a place to embed. And
what?
it's called embed. I'll show you guys. This will be a quick little lesson here. Okay.
Thank you, Craig.
Okay, so here's her page. All right. Now watch this. So I grab here, click on embed, and see where it says advanced settings. I'll click on advanced settings, and then I'll copy this, control all, and that'll take people directly to it. So that was maybe a little advanced technique, but it works good for me.
Well, thank you. I don't
Yeah.
see it, but I'll play with it later. Thank you.
Good. Jody, thank you for sharing that and sharing your heart and always giving to others. I love that about you.
Thank you. Love you.
I love you too.
Jody, thank you very much. And I posted the link, the one that Arthur shared, which I think, there's not as many letters and numbers and stuff. So
Okay.
that should get everybody to where the fundraiser is. So bless you, Jody. Thank you so much. All right. I think we'll go ahead and wrap the day up with Lisa Marie Cook. Lisa Marie, there you go. Go ahead, unmute, and please, hold on. Let me just do one real quick thing. There we go. Go ahead, open up, and please share with us. Try it again.
Oh, man.
Okay.
We got you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hang on one second.
Sure.
So you guys can see how to do this. So I click on that link and then it says, thank you for your donation. And then I guess invite friends or share fundraiser and go. Help. Love you, help. That's good enough. Right? So now you got $525 that are already raised. There you go. Now I can't find how to unshare it. There we go.
That was awesome, Robert.
Just like it takes nothing. I donated and also shared it. So there you go. Lisa Marie.
I don't want to keep you long. I just wanted to thank you because when you were going through your story, I don't know, these things just started clicking off in my head because we are getting to the end of the year, and it's kind of like evaluation time, whatever.
Right.
What the hell have you done this year? But anyway, I was just checking off all these things. I really have had a very good year. So I have. I've grown a lot. A lot of things have advanced. Maybe not in every area that I want yet, but it's
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, but it's definitely getting there for sure. And I have you to thank for that. So
Ah, you're such a sweetheart. I'm proud of you.
I love and appreciate you so much. And just knowing that I'm a little saddened that my friend is not still here. But you and I, yeah, we kind of know what
It's just all about timing. It really
it
is.
is.
If you guys knew this one thing about the interview with Tom, is that not only I think that I probably had spent probably at least maybe 4 hours of communication with him. And I think it was either 2 or 3 times that he's been involved in the company before he took action. And if I went back and seen the first time that me and him communicated, I think it's probably more like 2 years of when me and him connected. So yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit of sense, because we always want people to do what we think they should do right now. I guess I don't think that way. I always think, that if I keep, quote unquote, filling the bucket with sand, what I mean? And each grain of sand is a person, that it doesn't make a difference how many big holes are in the bucket, that I just keep catching the ones.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I
just have to go back through it again and again and again.
yeah, I just keep filling up the bucket, and I know there's a lot of people around me that say, golly, Robert, do you see how much sand's falling out of the bucket? And I'm like, yeah, but do you see the particles that actually stuck, that turned into little pebbles, that turned into, bigger pebbles, that turned into gold nuggets, that through pressure are now diamonds? Look at all the diamonds I got in my bucket. And it's like, well, no, I'm looking at all the sand that falls out of it. And I do get it for brief seconds, like, like when they put the new reports in the back of MDC, and I look at how many people I've had in my organization, in the 6 years and 7 months. And I'm just saying these numbers, I'm just guessing. But sometimes I'll go in there and I'll look, and it's like 111,000 people have been in my group in the last 6 years and 7 months. But I have 9,800 or 9,800 of them that are active. Oh, I really love those. So it's focusing on, it's always focusing on the people that want to be a part of our lives instead of the people that are not.
Right. Yeah.
It's so I'm always imagining my next Tom. Always imagining my next Tom.
I'm always imagining it being me one of these days. It will.
I gave you the secret. Just there, I gave you the secret.
Yeah.
I know, Lisa Marie, this is the way my mind thinks all the time. I know how God, I could even go into billions with this. I know how many billions of people on the planet would love my lifestyle, my freedom, my family, my peace, my love, my everything. I know there's billions of people out there that need it. The problem is I have to find the right people at the right time. It's not finding the right people, because I usually find the right people that are not at the right time.
Right.
And so they're not like me. They're not simple. They're not uncomplicated. They come in and think they should do things the way they should do it. And they have a lot of education and programming from things they already know that they're just not willing to drop.
Right.
See, they don't realize that when they run across me and I tell them how simple this business is, they don't believe it. Their programming won't allow them to believe it. When I shared with you guys, the song that was playing when I was being carried, on everyone's shoulder, Forever and Ever by Howard Hewitt. There's a line in that song that says, if people just knew that all they needed to do is share your love. That's it. So how simple this life is every day I get to spend some time with Lisa Marie. I just need her to understand how much she's loved, how much she's unconditionally loved. So if any of you have ever unconditionally loved anyone, do you guys notice that's why people can't understand? Well, geez, your son's in prison for murdering people. I don't care. I love him. Don't you understand that he's a murderer? Now he's my son.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really truly understand that the world, the universe, God, whatever you call it, me, when you know that you're loved unconditionally and all the world wants for you is what you want for you, and they don't look at all the things you did wrong, all the things that you aren't, all the things that you're not doing. Like when I pray for forgiveness, it's not that I prayed for my sins or things that I did wrong, because I'm a flawed human being. My biggest regret is I consistently pray for what I'm not doing every day, what I should be doing every day. That sometimes I procrastinate and I don't talk to as many people as I should, or I didn't do enough posts, or I didn't reach out and do enough content to touch people at the right time in their life. If there's anything that I ask for forgiveness for, it's not doing what I know I should do. Because I should be talking to more people, impacting more people. But if we could just get to people and just let them know that they're unconditionally loved, that you were created unique and there's no one like you.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get across to people that you're unconditionally loved, and you could step into that Lisa Marie that that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do is you start connecting with those people, because I've said this before and people don't like to hear this. The universe is not going to put you in touch with people that you're going to hurt. And if you haven't figured out that you're unconditionally loved and that you're unique and a miracle, if you don't believe that and you don't imagine that, then the universe is not going to put people in your path, because you'll hurt them.
Right. Right.
Because hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mean to. They just complain and they talk about shit that doesn't matter. And they say, man, this takes forever. And I'm such a slow learner. And, I haven't got this yet. Why would you discourage people based on your own success? That is so fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I know this incredible opportunity is for people. I haven't done anything with it. What? Why would you say that? That'd be like me saying, Lisa Marie, I have this guy named Arthur. I've known him for years. He's a great, great guy. He's one of the busiest people I know. He does real estate appraisal. He does real estate inspections. This guy's so busy, it's crazy. And so I've introduced him to the way that I do the business. And for whatever reason, it just hadn't clicked with him. The concept of, building an organization, selling products, recruiting, it's just not his niche. But I introduced him to this tap and trade stuff. And it just was a deal for him. And he gets in, he lost a couple of challenges. And then all of a sudden he won it, got funded. He's already withdrawn $10,000. He's always on the leaderboard, if not number one, so 24,000. So I know 10 and 24, he's made 34,000. And I'm just telling you that he just listens to Joel Harris, and we've done trainings and stuff for him. And I just think you should check that out. And I get so excited about sharing that success story in others that not one person has ever asked, well, how have you won the challenge? No, I haven't. Why? Some people are good at playing third base, and some people are pitchers and catchers.
Mm. They're like yo-yos.
they're when you look at everything in life, the reason that people are good at what they do is because they figured out that's what they imagined they wanted to get great at.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys know I love MMA fighting, right? Well, mixed martial arts means a bunch of martial arts together. And some people are good at wrestling, but they're not good at punching. And some people are good at punching, but they're not good at kicking. That's why it's called mixed martial arts. And they might be good at wrestling, but they're not good at grappling. They're not good at jiu-jitsu. You see what I mean? So it was a sport created around a bunch of people that are good at a lot of things. So far in life, I'm okay being good at just something.
Mhm.
And I still feel like I can get gooder and gooder. And I'm still focused on that mastery. And that one thing is to make people understand that they're unique, they're a miracle, they're unconditionally loved. And once I get that to them and I can get them to imagine a life better, then their goal is just to share that unconditional love and imagination with others. The trick, you guys, the secret is what we've heard people all say. The way to greatness is the service of many. People still think it's about what they do. It has nothing to do with you. It's you finding things that could better people's life and introducing to them. I was not gifted to write the greatest miracle in the world.
Mhm.
But I would say that I'm one of the top people on the planet that shared that book.
Mhm.
I wasn't gifted to write the greatest, the science of getting rich. But I can guarantee you I'm in the top 1% of people that have promoted and shared that book.
Right. Yeah.
And I found out by hitting bandit status with Delta that I'm in the top 1% of people that have ever flown with Delta. I love just getting into this 1%.
Mhm.
I don't need to be the best. I just need to be in the 1%. So if someone wanted to have an incredible vacation and they wanted to fly, I'm probably going to tell you Delta. See what I mean? And people are going to go, well, what about American? What about United? I don't fly those. I just know that sometimes when I'm not on, Terry and I had a flight delay, that when the plane lands and we're worried about getting our connection, and we walk out the doorway, there's a guy standing there with a big iPad that says Hollis on it. And I look at him and I go, that's me. And they go, listen, we're going to take you to your next flight so you don't miss it. And we walk down those metal stairs that no one gets to go down and get in a brand new Porsche SUV. And they drive on the air strip and take us to our next flight, and we make it. They do special things for special people. But I'm not average. I don't want to be average. See what I mean? So that's the deal, Lisa Marie. If you said, I got to find a Tom, I got to find a Tom, I got to find a Candace, I got to find a Tomas, a Shandor, a Judith, that I can connect to this company that I believe in, then you got it.
Right.
Now I'm constantly as the person that's connecting things instead of being the thing. And I get paid very well for it. I got to show you guys one thing, Lisa. I sent this. I know some of you will get this. That's why I'm going to share it. Oh, I know I probably could find it here faster. When you guys see this, you guys are all going to crack up. Because it's just based on your level of awareness when I show you this. It's funny, my mind went there. That is shared 3 different places. Here you guys go. Some of you guys will get this, and don't get mad at me. I pray one day that you do. So Robin's saying, I'm putting out fires every day for your team. And he's saying, I'm created a team that drives results without you. Are you guys getting that? So there's still this group of people out there that feel like their job in life is to build a team underneath them and guide them and coach them and train them.
Mm.
Really?
No,
I'm following Josh and Jenna because Jenna's still making more than me. And I think Josh is the smartest person I've ever met. And I know them in a level of I know where this is going. And it's it's the only time in my history where I've seen this guy create momentum twice. Most companies do it once. And then you got the geniuses like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs that can keep recreating momentum. They make one thing and it explodes, and they make something else and it explodes, and it makes something else and it explodes. You know, people don't even know that they don't wake up and the only internet provider will be Starlink. Elon Musk's mind is on a different stratosphere. And people don't even know what he's doing. You know, so the last rocket that came down and landed, everyone freaked out. There was this whole group of people that are going like, how did you get high definition video showing the rocket landing? Oh, I was using Starlink. What the fuck is Starlink? Oh, it's my own internet. What? I seen a funny video the other day where these two guys were riding their bicycles and they were wearing backpacks. And on the backpacks was these poles sticking out of them that had Starlink platforms on them. So it was just like the square above them. And so they were on laptops on their bicycles on high-speed internet to Starlinks from Elon Musk. I'm going, some people are like still walking around, can I find some free Wi-Fi? They don't even know that you can attach yourself to something that gives you free Wi-Fi. Karen says, I got a Starlink at my home. It's like, so you want to follow people that have that kind of imagination.
Right.
And guess what? They have you guys ever seen a Tesla commercial? A SpaceX commercial? A Starlink commercial? It's like he doesn't care. The word of mouth advertising will get it. Did you guys hear that just recently because of the election that I believe that Elon Musk's wealth went up 39 billion in one day? They say that he's the next trillionaire, and nobody can stop him. Tesla is worth more now than all the other car manufacturers combined. And everyone's standing around going, well, I'm not gonna get one. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that you don't get it.
Right.
He doesn't care that Boeing has to hire them, Tesla, SpaceX, to go get the astronauts that they were scared to bring back. It's like, wow. But yet there's still people out there that are just like thinking it's all about them.
Right. Right.
So Lisa, I'm proud of you. I'm super, super proud of you. And you just say that, like, just tell people, listen, my goal is to connect you to the things that can help you make your imagination come true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do believe that I connect people for the right reasons.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
You definitely do. Do you still do a million things that I don't do?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. Maybe not a million.
Yeah. If I could get if I could get that down to like 1 or 2, your results are going to explode.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I probably got it down halfway.
Yeah. There was one other thing I'll share with you, Lisa, that was funny. There's a guy that you guys will hear about. I don't mind saying his name. His name is Solomon. He was the #1 person that Josh Wagle had in his Senex group. So when he was 18 to 2014, he had this guy named Solomon the number one under Josh.
He was what, Robert?
He
was, yeah, you garbled again. He was what?
He was the #1 person for Josh Wagle in Syntech. No one made more money than under Josh than this guy. And I got him. I got him. So what was amazing is he is still doing old school, wants to do meetings and invite people to meetings and drive a car that has a stick shift with no roll up windows. And it's like, Jesus, for the love of God, right? And so he messed up and connected me with somebody on Telegram. And I just went, wow, have you seen this video? And he goes, oh my God, that's amazing. And then I went to Dubai and I came back and I said, hey, did you see where Josh did the State of the Union for Akashics? And I shared that video. And he came back and said, this is unbelievable. And then I said, hey, did you see this video? This is Josh doing our monthly call. And he come back and he said, I guess I need a link. Can you give me a link? I'm ready to go. And Solomon sent me a message and he goes, I watched you live time recruit my #1 leader and you never talked to him personally. I said, what a concept. What a concept. Because I not only brought him in, but I taught him how I brought him in.
Right.
Video, video, video. Tomas Demine got it. He got it. Because he introduced me to people and then he goes, now what do I do? And I said, well, hook them up to Telegram. And do you guys, when people work with me personally, they look at me and go, all you did was share them a video. And then you shared another video. And then you shared another video. And I go, what are you doing? Are you boring them? What do you mean am I boring them? Are you talking to them about a bunch of shit that doesn't matter? You think you know what they want to hear. Wow, that's a whole different level of arrogance.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
It's a whole different level of arrogance if you guys think what other people need to do. It's like there's people out there, this is the way you need to think, this is the way you need to vote, this is the book that you need to read, this is the training you need to be plugged in, here's the groups that you need to be a part of. I don't do any of that. And so you just give them a bunch of information that they don't care about. And then their mind goes, oh my God, this is what I got to do to people to make money? No, thanks. The people I bring in go, hey, Robert, I seen you were posting some really cool stories about people's success on your Facebook profile. Yeah, I'd like some information. Great, here's a playlist. Well, I have a question. Can we jump on a Zoom? No, we can't. Well, what can I do? Well, I don't understand. What's the next step? You can ask me some questions based off the videos. I haven't watched the videos. I just thought I would like to get on a Zoom with you. That's not how it works. My goal is to teach people to be independent and duplicatable.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think you guys believe me when people reach out to me and say, I got a question. I tell them no. If you got questions about the video that you watched, I'm going to send you another video. People reach up and say, hey, what I see that these people are withdrawing money. I don't understand. What's TradeX Mastery? Oh, let me send you a 15-minute video about the owner of the company explaining what Akashics and TradeX Mastery is. Well, I have a question. There's some rules and regulations about TradeX Mastery. Yeah, here's my link. It's my affiliate link. Put your email in. Go through everything you need to find out. You don't know the rules and regulations to TradeX Mastery? No, why would I? You know what, though? I've made $3,800 by promoting that link I just gave you. And you don't know anything about TradeX Mastery. I don't know. What? Someone told me that I could share the link and make money. What else do I need to know? I don't need to know about TradeX Mastery. I know Arthur withdrew money from it. I know Jenna withdrew money from it. I know Joel Harris withdrew money from it.
Right.
I know that TradeX Mastery has paid out $200,000. Do you guys know that?
Mm-hmm.
TradeX Mastery has paid out $200,000 And I'm probably talking to a lot of people that haven't gotten a deposit yet or a withdrawal. So that means that I need to focus on the people that want that instead of wanting to learn about it. People want to learn about it so they can teach it. I won't mention the name, but this guy reached out to me and he says, hey, Robert, me and all the people, that are doing trading, or we're putting together Zooms and we're all going to get on there and trade together. And I went, next thing they're going to do is ask me to get on a Zoom where you guys are doing facials. What? Yeah, you heard of the 3-minute gel? Yeah, we can all get on a Zoom and we all can do facials with each other. And they go, I don't want to do that. And I said, I don't want to fucking do what you guys are doing. I don't want to create a little team and we all figure out how to trade. And then everyone has an ego and says their way is better than the others. No. And I don't need a bunch of competitive people saying my way's better, my way's better. Well, this is what I do and this is what I do. No, I'm not interested.
Right. Yeah.
But yet there's people out there right now that are putting groups together and they're getting together on Zooms, all teaching each other and showing each other how to trade while Arthur's kicking their ass. I think it's the funniest thing in the world that we got a bunch of professional traders that can't get on the leaderboard and beat Arthur. Don't you guys find that funny? I challenged one person. I challenged them all. And Joel's the only one that did it. You guys know me. Documentation beats conversation, but I live this stuff. I said, Joel, listen, I need you to do me a huge personal favor. I'd really appreciate it. I put you on a number of Zooms where you trained hundreds of my people. He goes, yeah, I really appreciate it. I said, I need you to do just one thing for me. I need you to win the challenge. And I need you to record yourself like Arthur withdrawing money from TradeX Mastery. Will you do that for me? And his answer is, I'll do it right away. And he says, I can pass it in 5 days. And I go, and he says, because they make you do it in 5 days.
Okay, repeat that one more time because you got garbled again, and I think that's very important what you're saying, Robert, please.
Yeah, he says, I'll knock that out right away. He says, I'll do it in 5 days because they say that you have to trade for 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I could knock that out. I could do both challenges, he said, in 1 day. But they have waiting periods because of, people that are out there got systems and stuff that are trying to manipulate the software in TradeX Mastery. And so I said, okay. So he did it. He did it exactly like I wanted it. He gave me the video and then I posted it. He didn't have to do that for me, but I said, I'm putting people on a Zoom with you for you to teach them how to pass and pull profits out. It's hard for me. So I brought that up to other people. I go, why aren't you posting where you're pulling money? Well, I do another prop firm. I'm promoting another prop firm and I'm promoting another broker. And I'm going like, boy, you're on a whole different level of I don't get it. Do you know, I confused people the first week I was in because I listened to a guy and he told me to get crypto and I figured out how to use crypto. And then I signed up for Trident, which was a broker. And then I put $1,000 in that brokerage firm and I haven't done anything with it. I did like 8 or 9 steps that were on a PDF that do not need to fucking happen. It did nothing but upset me and confuse me.
Right.
And then when we got in, then everybody's like, hey, here's the bill. Check this out from Jim Joe Bob. And I was going like, oh my God. You remember that, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's trying to help everybody out, but you don't realize that you're confusing them. It should be the simplest steps in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So when I send out my imagination, I don't have Trident in there. Because I believe in Arthur. Arthur's like, listen, my goal is to hit. I want to have the conversation with Josh Wagle. Can you please increase the $5 million cap? Look at him shake his head. So Arthur can do anything he wants for him and his wife and his family and his cats if he just keeps doing what he's doing. His goal right now is every time Robert Loud's into Trade X, I want to be number one. I'm going to be conservative. I'm not going to over risk. And I'm just going to keep making that bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, he's done awesome.
Arthur's got the money where he could take his money and pick any broker and learn the trades and do the trade alerts. And, Arthur could do that, but I just know that Arthur's got a bigger plan. He wants to prove to everyone that Josh figured out something pretty cool. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want it about me. I want
First
to.
goal is to get the 50,000. Get that extra 50,000.
Yeah. And how close are you? What, a month away?
I have to wait a whole another month. I think in December will be a full 3 months.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've been consistent with that game, right?
Yeah.
Arthur,
So like
Arthur goes through all this stuff, and as soon as he did, he sent out a message saying, I'm 10% a month, because if I do it 3 months in a row, then I get this extra $50,000 in my funding. And I sent that to Josh, and I go, is this even a deal? And he goes, let me check. And then he comes back and he goes, no one's done that. And I said, well, Arthur will be the first one. So then as I look at Arthur, it's like he's not doing 10%. He's doing 20%, 24, 27, 30, 36. What's your highest percentage, Arthur?
26% in 1
I
month.
thought you had a 36 once.
I was up to 37,000 last week, but Thursday, Friday, and Monday kind of dropped that down because and then with like the election, it's kind of the market's a little bit tougher now using the one trading plan from Joel using the flash plan because I'm using more risk. And I explained this to him when I did the Q&A with Joel. But I said I've switched back to the master plan now because the market is dipping way down and he's trying to catch the market.
Got
It
it.
dips down more. So I need to reduce my risk down because I'm losing too much using the flash plan
Got it.
with it dipping down so far.
Thank you for explaining that. Yeah, I knew that you were up there around 36, 37 at what time.
Yeah.
And since Arthur brought that up, you guys, I know there's not a lot of people that believe that love athletes and sports, but I use this analogy. When you see a loss, it's just like, your football team lost. You know what I mean? It's like we would really love our sporting the team, whether it's college or professional or Olympics or whatever. We would want them to never lose. And it's just not reality.
Not with trading.
Yeah.
And there's a girl that's on there right now. She's traded for 3 days. She bumped me down to number 2, but right now she's overdrawn on her account. If you look at her trades, she's $1,400 in the hole, and I know she didn't pay for weekends to hold her trades over the weekend. So I don't know what's going to happen to her account on Monday.
Look at Arthur, man. He's got it all analyzed.
But I know she has a $10,000 account, and she's been betting 5 times. She's been betting 5 or trading 5% of her account on all of her trades, and so now she's down $1,400. And it's like, what are you going to do on Monday when you didn't pay for the weekend holdovers? Your account is probably going to be gone.
This is the only way that I can relate to Arthur and other people that trade. I used to race cars professionally, and no one will find this as a surprise. I've won track championships, and I have totaled my car. So I've risked and won, and then I did stuff that was too risky where I was in a car wreck. So if you guys understand when you're watching, it's like a football player that's passing, a quarterback, he's got completions and touchdowns. And what else does he have? Interceptions. Because he threw a ball where he should have, and that was too risky, and he got intercepted. Does that make sense to you guys? It's like if you see people that keep pushing the limit, it's because of the confidence and the competence that they have. But then all of a sudden, you get a couple of home runs, and you get your ass out. You know what I mean? It's like there's always someone better, and you're at a different time. So I do know that people take that stuff emotionally. And the way I deal with that is like, when I find out that I've helped someone build a big group and then they decide that they're going to get a better deal with another company and then they try to move and take their group. My goal is to make sure that I built a good enough relationship with everyone on their team where they don't take anybody. But they're really good at taking other people's people because they didn't think that person, like, hey, why is that guy taking my people? Well, maybe the only time they heard about you is when you reached out to them and said, why are you leaving? That's not a good time to reach out to people. All right. So thank you. Anything else, Lisa Marie? Thank you, Arthur. That was great to have you on there.
No, I just wanted to show how grateful you made me feel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is our thing. I know a lot of people get messed up with religion and spirituality, but bottom line, we got to learn to unconditionally love ourselves and then get other people to learn how to do that.
Absolutely. I agree. Thank you. Love and appreciate you.
Love and appreciate you. I know I love you.
I do.
And I'm proud of you. Are you proud of you?
I am. Absolutely.
I know you are.
I was making a checklist here, and there was like 12 things on there that I've accomplished this year. You know
what that means, don't you?
That
means you're on the good list for Santa.
Right. I have to reach out to Corky.
So when he checks his list, Lisa's name is on the other list. That's
keep me off that naughty list. This is a good naughty.
Hey, I've been on that naughty list a lot. Man.
Me too.
It's good to get off of there. Well, I love you, Lisa, and again, thank you for sharing your vulnerability. And I'm proud of you. And we'll just keep getting gooder and gooder. So, Craig, let's turn it over to you and get off the AMA and watch some UFC fights.
Oh, yes, your usual Saturday recreation. Absolutely, Robert. And thank you, Robert, so much for sharing your time with us and everything.
Oh, I do got one thing to say. I think I said this before, but if I didn't, can you imagine for people that brag? You guys know people that brag about lifestyle, right? Here's something I can say. Well, my wife and I flew to Dubai and went to a championship UFC fight at Abu Dhabi. And people were like, what the hell? Who flies to Dubai and Abu Dhabi to watch a UFC championship fight? Me. Now, it could be me or the people that I hang around. See, sometimes you hang around the right people, some great stuff can happen to you, which is why I hang around Craig Jackman, and he's going to close us out.
Bless you, my friend. Thank you so very much. And it's a pleasure to be hanging out with you and everybody here on the AMAs with the amazing Robert Hollis. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this baby up. Thank you very much to the participants, Donnell Johnson, Coach Bob Johnson, Jody Falcon, Lisa Marie Cook, Arthur Wainio for plugging in. Got to give a shout out also to, got to give a shout out to Matt Hollis, our executive producer, of course, because he's our foundation and he's the one who helps make this all possible. If you want to save, and we got tons of information that Robert has shared and links and things like that in the chats. On YouTube, it'll be in the post description below once we conclude. If you're watching us on Zoom, click the 3 dots in the meeting chat next to Ask Me Anything, and then click on Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we finish today's AMA. And wow. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here, for celebrating the AMAs, for celebrating who you are, for celebrating all of us, and for being here. We got so much more to do in the years ahead. And thank you for participating, for listening, for having ears that hear. So until next time, everybody, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. Please like and share this video if you're watching us on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody here on Zoom so we can all say so long for now.
So
Bye,
long.
everybody.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Peter.
everybody.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye.
Magalala,
Robert.
Eric,
Have a good
Daniel,
one.
Peter and Lisa,
Love you.
Peter and Linda, Peter and Linda, Peter and Linda.
Very good, Scott. I like that.
Thank you, Robert.
Bye.
Hi, Pete.
Thank you, everyone.
Donnell, Kai, Tom, Lucas, my son Matthew, Scott. Nice to see you. Hi, Dee Dee.
To be seen.
Hey, Robert.
Karen, who's going to win the championship today?
I don't know.
Oh my God!
We'll
like
see.
they find like 4 drivers that should be in there and get rid of them. I don't know who I'm.
I know. Well, we'll see, Robert. Thank you. Take
Hi,
care.
Jay, Melody,
you.
Jody, Arthur. Thank you so much, Kevin,
Bye.
Mike, Craig.